Welcome back to the final hour of today's Roleplay Blades here on a new time on Sunday. Hope you're enjoying that. Let's jump right back into it.
Yeah, so Miss Cataby, Sneaky Pete, surreptitiously murdered a guy in front of everyone. Yeah, so Rune, we haven't seen you since you jumped into the trapdoor, but I think we cut downstairs to you. Like, you've got the lure. You know, you found it in the basement, and Myth is there, like, going crazy, like being a dog and like jumping on you and trying to get it, and is like going crazy for it and is totally obsessed with this device.
Okay.
Then you hear this bang, and a gunshot bang, a crack, and then Flint's ragdoll body tumbles through the trapdoor into the basement with you. It like bounces off a table, and some empty spirit bottles fall over and roll around on the floor. And then you sense through the ghost field the cold, disturbing presence of this spirit that was being drawn to Flint upstairs, like possessing this body upstairs and passing into the room.
But if Flint's dead,
yeah,
what does that mean for the connection with the ghost?
Right.
Yeah, presumably that whatever control he had over this thing is going to go away, and it's going to do whatever ghosts do when they're free to act.
Okay. So I've got the lure. Is there any way for me to like negate the effect that it's having on Myth?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can. It's kind of like you have a Spirit Bane charm and a Demon Bane charm. You have your little like whispery tools.
Yeah.
You can reattune it to you and like, you know, use it as your.
Okay.
It's currently attuned to Flint and how he wants it to work, but you can like reattune it to make it do something else.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do that. So.
Yeah.
So I just roll a tune.
Yeah. What are you doing to it? You're like.
Yeah, because I want to be able to control it so that it's not, because it seems like Myth is having this like reaction to it that is beyond my control right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, he's acting like really like he wants the thing and whatever. So if I can turn it off, so to speak, so that Myth isn't freaking out, or like just so that I can actually control it and use it as my own tool.
You can do that. Right? Yes, you can turn it into like a generic ghost lure if you want to, with a single attune roll, and that will break its connection to Myth. Right. Currently, it's like specially created spirit warden thing that affects basically everything, and it's special. But you're like, nope, undo, delete all that code. Put in my version.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can just kind of turn it into a regular thing for now. And then if I wanted to like attune to it later and make it some kind of specialized lure, I could do that at another point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just controlled standard? It's risky anyway.
Is it risky? Yeah, I think the risk here is the timing. The ghost upstairs was doing a thing presumably under Flint's control, but now it's not. And this thing is like a powerful like everything lure. So I think you want to do it real quick, right, before this ghost decides to come down and investigate it.
Okay. Standard?
Risky standard. Yep.
6.
Booyah.
Boom.
Nice. Yeah, so Miss Cataby upstairs, you see, and Aldo, you both see this, the guy that was trying to get possessed, he like gasps and falls sideways, and you see the electroplasm start to coalesce. A spark flies off and hits the wall and burns a mark on the wallpaper. And it's like tumbling forward and looking for a seam in the floorboards or something to pour its electroplasmic essence down into the basement towards Rune, presumably. But just as it starts to do that, all of a sudden, Rune, you like turn this thing off, and then revert it into a more common, sort of low power ghost lure that you can use intentionally without it just being like on. So the ghost rebounds in the room above and coalesces again. You don't recognize it. It's not a reconciled ghost. It's like a blurry electroplasmic thing. And as it comes free of the lure and free of Flint's controlling power, it's like the fucking librarian, Ghostbusters librarian, you know? It goes full vengeance ghost thing, and cigarettes and tobacco go flying all around the room, poltergeist style, and it's like glowing and sparks are flying everywhere, and it's just like like it's free to feed on mortal people again.
Okay. So can I turned the lure into just a regular one, and then the Flint's body just like comes flying down the stairs. Yeah, and I just like look at it, and I like put my hands on my hips, and I'm just like, couldn't have just talked to us. And I like go back upstairs. And then I guess, I don't know, is it
to the trapdoor? You can like climb back up the ladder.
Right. Yeah. So I climb back up. Can I do anything at this point, or do we have to? Does someone else have to go? I don't know how that.
The ghost is doing something now, but yeah, like everyone's kind of, you're climbing up, and the ghost is taking action. Although you can do something, everyone's kind of in that moment.
Yeah. So. I look to Miss Cataby and I say, you check on Careless. I'm gonna get this spirit here. I guess. I've never tried this before, so I'm gonna like try and like with Ghost Fighter it says you may grapple spirits to restrain and capture them.
That is, you can try that. Yep.
So that's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and grab the spirit and like just hold it.
Okay.
I don't argue with him. Well, that's good. You can fight ghosts. You cannot.
Do you want to try to wake Careless up, Miss Cataby, or are you not interested?
Yeah, I think it would probably be pretty important, if anything, just also to get out. So
yeah,
I will do my best, but be very cautious about waking him, because his Careless firm.
Yeah, you catch a dagger.
He might.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I think Aldo's first here. Rune, you're probably next because you're like coming out, and you'll be able to see and do something to the ghost. Miss Cataby's passing you, Aldo, as you go into you like pass each other in the doorway. So she'll be third, and then we'll see what happens next. So your fists are glowing, Aldo. Now that this thing is like going crazy in the room, you're like runes, tattoos appear on your fists, and you're gonna like wrestle the thing down. Grab it and wrestle.
Yeah, there's nothing I recognize about this ghost, right?
No, it doesn't look like a particular person to you. It looks like indistinct person with like crazy hair, and their fingers are really long and distended, sort of claw-like. They don't have feet. Their clothes just kind of wisp out into tatters. They look like a traditional ghost kind of thing. Okay. Hollow, empty spaces where their eyes should be. So yeah, you're moving across the room. It's cold. We see your breath come out as fog. The thing turns and is just like and goes to drink your life essence because that's what it craves. But you don't.
Now I have a question about fighting ghosts. Yeah. Since I got this power,
yeah,
I'm sure that Aldo would have read up about it and how to like deal with ghosts and that kind of stuff. Can you like KO a ghost or like?
No, not really. They can be restrained,
vanquished
by magic and compelling, and by lightning hooks and that kind of stuff, and by your power. They can be contained somehow, and then like wrestled into a spirit bottle or into a person, a body, a corpse, a hollow. Various. You can do like move them around and stuff, but ghosts. It's pretty hard to destroy them utterly. You need a lot of electroplasm and stuff to special means.
Right. Well, let me just tell you what my goal is. My goal is to get information out of this ghost.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that it's restrained so Rune can talk to it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You can wrestle it down and try to keep it from doing anything bad.
Yep.
But it's pretty powerful. It's obviously going to be desperate, I think.
Nice.
And I'm going to say limited effect, actually. I don't think you can do this in one roll. This thing is going to fight you. You're going to have to get a hold of it and like wrestle it.
Okay.
Yeah, desperate limit. Well, hang on. You do. Ghost Fighter gives you potency. Let's call it desperate standard, actually.
Okay.
If you can nail it with a 6, you can do it all together here. Otherwise, you're going to be locked in a struggle with it. But because you have Ghost Fighter, I think that helps you up.
Okay. And it's skirmish?
Skirmish, yep.
Okay.
Desperate standard. You can push if you want.
Got a devil's bargain for me?
Yeah. You probably don't want to take it, but
He laughs before he says it.
Who knows?
Your Ghost Fighter power, like it shifts you partially into the ghost field, kind of. That's what lets you interact strongly with ghosts instead of weakly, like normally. When you come into contact with this thing, it's if this is totally not worth a bonus die, it's just cool. If you want to wrestle it fully and like pull or push yourself into the ghost field fully to wrestle it there, so you like shift away into the ghost field bodily.
Okay.
I'll give you a bonus die for that. Yeah. But you'll be in the.
What's the negative of that?
You'll be in the ghost field without a clear way to get back out.
Oh shit. Okay, so I'll be lost in the ghost field. Okay.
Yeah. You'll just be like
We'll
wrestling.
get Christmas lights and talk to you though.
You'll just be like,
No, I'll
Maybe-
just push myself.
maybe Rune can pull you out. Maybe you'll be fine.
No, I'll just push myself for the bonus dice. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. And standard effect, 1 bonus dice. You can give me 2 more stress. It's 2, right?
2. Yeah, I got it.
2 more stress. Okay. And boom. 5.
Well. That's reduced effect. So yeah. So you guys see Aldo fist crackling. You get a hold of it and like start to wrestle it down, and it grabs onto you, and you're like, it's kind of like what you and Rorik did earlier. Actually, it it fights back and doesn't get wrestled down. It pushes back, and you kind of stalemate there in the moment, and it starts to slowly press forward and try to. It's not trying to possess you exactly. It's trying to feed from your life essence, kind of. Not kind of. That's exactly what it's doing.
Okay.
But you succeeded. You didn't take it out, and it hasn't gotten you yet. You're like in the moment of struggle.
Okay.
So Rune, you come up the ladder to this scene of Aldo fighting the thing, and the electrical energy discharges more strongly. One of the display cases cracks, and the various tobaccos in there on display like start burning and smoking. What do you want to do?
Okay. So I'm going to. Where's my character sheet? Do I want to, I guess, compel the ghost
You could try that, yeah. Sure.
or attune to it? I guess it's kind of the same thing.
You do have access to a lightning hook as a whisper special item. If you want to, I don't think skirmish
the hook?
is your best thing, but you could
It's not.
physically like lasso it with your lightning hook and try to drag it into a spirit bottle. But that would be like a physical, fight.
Okay. I want to compel it because Aldo said he wanted to get information out of it somehow.
Yeah. Normally it's just like crazy ghost of vengeance that's not going to talk to you, but you have compel, so that lets you try to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So you want
Attune.
to attune to it and compel it.
Yes.
It is risky.
Okay.
It's very powerful. It's a lot of energy
Mm-hmm.
to attune to. And yeah, risky standard.
5. It didn't make a noise. That was weird.
Oh, there it is. 5. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make the noise. It
I
surprised
didn't
me.
hear.
But I got a 5.
Okay, so you connect to it, you reach out to its energy, and you suffer that backlash. We've seen that happen to Rune before, where the energy of the ghost like gives you feedback. So I'm gonna do this. I'm basically gonna start a clock. You guys are both contending with this thing now. You haven't overwhelmed it, and Aldo hasn't overwhelmed it, but you're both making progress. Let me just get rid of this. And this. All right. Oh, and I deleted my labels. Oh, well, whatever. So here's a new clock, the red clock. Aldo has made progress in the wrestling match, and Rune has made a tick in the magical compelling. But the ghost is not overcome by either of those yet. You're still fighting it. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. I'm saying reduced effect of your thing instead of doing harm to you, Rune. It's like you try to get it and you don't get it, but you make progress. Aldo tries to get it, he doesn't. He makes a little progress. So you're like both fighting it.
We're wearing him down.
Yeah, exactly. Miss Cataby, you go into the room. You don't have Physiker
Right.
as an ability. You don't really know how to deal with concussions, but you can, you've been around people that have been knocked out before probably, and you can try something, right? If you want to.
Yes. Is there any water in the room?
Yeah, actually there is. There's several strange beakers full of weird fluids, but one of them is also water.
Is it clearly labeled water, or is it just it's clear, it looks like water, but it has this
there's a pitcher and a
skull
cup.
and bones.
Obvious that Flint uses it to drink from, yeah.
Okay. Then if there is a little cup, perhaps I just fill a cup, not too much, and kind of just from a safe enough distance give a little toss onto my friend Careless.
Yeah. Jeff, is Careless out? Are you choosing the option to be left for dead in the combat, or are you willing to come back in?
I'm willing. I think so that wakes me up, and I just plant both my arms, but of course one of them is. Well, I had a concussion, I guess. He didn't successfully break my collarbone, so I slurrily go Satari, you old, and then I look at him and I'm like, oh, where's Flint?
I do my best. I do my best to ground Careless a little bit. Be like, there's a situation with the ghost. I don't know if you remember. You're kind of knocked upside the head. Glad to see you're okay. Our friends are in danger, and Flint, well, is at the bottom of the trap door.
He's adjusting himself, kind of massaging his head where there's a just gnarly gash, blood, and he says, good. We'll have to talk to this Flint character after the situation is resolved. I shall go help immediately. Gets up and stumbles back down, but gets up and kind of shambles in the direction of this shrieking ghost wrestling match.
Yeah, it's on in the other room.
Yeah, I don't mention anything. I'm like, yeah, let's take care of the ghost.
Yeah.
Then we'll go talk to Flint. Definitely. Because of how alive he is. That's woof. So
yeah. So maybe when Careless falls that first time, I kind of catch him and then sort of turn him into the right way, and then he goes.
Jesus.
You normally can't affect ghosts, right? Unless you have the.
I can't.
You can interact very weakly with ghosts.
Very weakly?
You can do very limited effect in some way.
And the
They're-
ring that
they
I
are-
have that I'm not always wearing, does that just allows me to see him or whatever? It doesn't do anything else?
Oh yeah, the silver nails ring. That was it makes it harder for them to possess you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think I like peek in, see what's going on, and go. When I look back at Miss Academy, go. You know what? This is their struggle. I believe very strongly in all of us overcoming our own hurdles. This is a test. And then he like kind of sways a little bit, and is like, "Why don't you and I secure Flint? Because this whole bottom of a door thing doesn't sound super secure. If you think about it, this could be two of the birds being taken care of again at the same time."
It's a great plan on paper. We kind of need Rune to have our discussion with Flint. You see, like, I keep maybe like kind of glancing over towards the trap door and looking over occasionally, and finally I'm just like pointing down to him.
We need Rune to talk to him. Yeah, that's true.
And Carolus is like nodding his head and like, "Suppose I deserve that, Miss Cataby. I was knocked unconscious, but I am a very capable interrogator, negotiator, and speaker. I feel very confident that this is well within my realm of abilities."
And I'm like, he's dead. Well, maybe he's alive. We haven't checked yet, but I'm like, just look.
I stand at the top and look down and just see his crumpled mass. I'm like, I see. I guess we shall wait for Rune then.
I like in the TV show, like you guys are having this conversation. In the other room, we hear like, look out, Rune! And, like it's still.
There's just nothing we can do though, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
You guys do have the opportunity, I think, even though the other room is kind of very distracting. They're locked in Mortal Kombat with the spirit. But there is a thing you might be aware of. If you guys both can give me survey rolls,
all right,
you have the opportunity to survey your surroundings while you're having friendly banter with each other.
just controlled and everything, I guess.
Controlled standard, yeah. It's like a fortune roll, basically. The perception check
4.
of Blades in the Dark.
Solid 4s are on.
Super mini crit.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So during this conversation, and at the same time as this next exchange of action with the ghost, you hear out on the street a distinctive sound in Duskwall, which is unusual, especially in Crow's Foot. Normally, there are human-drawn carts and wagons. People, pull them themselves, or they use the big, hairy Acarosian goats, which have a distinctive sort of hoofbeat, and they're the standard thing that people use. Horses are very rare, often used by the very high tier type people, like spirit wardens, for instance. And during this exchange, businesses as usual is pretty much going on in Crow's Foot around you, although people are starting to notice the electrical discharges coming from Flint's store, probably. But you hear, cutting through the den of the normal Crow's Foot operations, you hear the distinct, sharp crack of a coach and 4 of horses thundering down the street in your direction. You guys are all like very experienced scoundrels. You're very attuned to when you're on a job, like, oh shit, it's not police sirens, but it's like, yeah, okay, it's the equivalent of police sirens. So you hear that rocketing your way. Can't quite tell, like, is it the cops? Is it the spirit wardens? You got 4s, so it's not like totally.
Both are bad.
Both are bad, yeah, it's true. Okay, so you guys are locked in combat with the ghosts still. I assume you want to continue with that. You don't have an easy way out of the fight at this point, so but you are now, if you want to, you guys, you can shift your tactics if you want. You can make a group attune roll and roll attune together, if you feel like that's a better strategy, or you can stick to what you're doing. And Zeke, you can keep rolling skirmish, and you can keep rolling attune.
I want to try and compel it again.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, same as before. Risky standard.
6. Ha, knew it.
Ooh, there it is. I was gonna shift gears and start doing harm too.
Nope.
Not this time.
Not today.
Nope. Okay, so let's see. That's not reduced effect. Yeah, that actually finishes it off. You get him.
Sweet.
So, Zeke, you're locked in. The thing is like switching gears. It realizes that there's a whisper. It can feel, the compel starting to try to take hold. So instead of trying to drain life from you or do something to satisfy its urges, it starts to electrify and try to like burn or harm the room, drive the whisper away. Maybe it's the whisper is you. It doesn't know. So it switches from give me your life to destroy, and you feel the heat of the electricity start to ride up your arms. And then it all of a sudden just stops. And there's this frozen moment where bits of burning tobacco paper are like fluttering down in the room. The ghost goes limp in your arms. You've got a hold of it and you're fighting, and all of a sudden it's like, there's like kind of nothing there.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think I got him like, oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. I did it. Yeah, so Rune, if you want to, given the situation, like you don't have to question the ghost here if you don't want to. You have a spirit bottle. You're a whisper. You can you can compel it into your spirit bottle and keep it for later if you want to.
Cool. Oh my god, that sounds cool. I want to do that. Well, so what happens when I let it out though? Is it going to be like wild again?
It could, yeah. But you can try to attune to it when it's in the bottle. You don't have to let it out. And try to
okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to suck it into a little vial.
Yeah, it's very bad for the ghost. It gives you all the power. So, kabam! Yeah, we've never seen you do that before. How does Rune do? What's your demeanor? Are you like cruel or nice, or what do you do?
I think Rune kind of views ghosts as like a tool, or like in a positive way, so not in a cruel, like I'm not like gleeful about this, and it's not something that I'm like lording it over the ghost that this is happening. Okay. But more that I just am like, we need this for for later. So
so you sort of coax it in, like
no, I mean, it's still like I am telling it. I'm not asking him to do it. Like, I'm not asking him to get into the spirit bottle. I'm just like, this is what's happening. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess, how big are spirit bottles? They're like...
yeah, they're like
a vial, kind of? Okay, yeah. Cool. So I just, like, while all those, like, kind of in this, like, frozen moment, I just, like, kind of take off the top of it or whatever, and I'm just like, I kind of hold it out in front of me, and I say, all right, that's enough of that, and you go. Yeah, and I guess
twists it like it's fighting, but it bends sideways and starts, the electroplasm coalesces into this really bright blue light, and into the bottle it goes. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're holding like a glow stick now, kind of. It's just like radiating this light from the bottle.
Nice. I'm gonna go to Vegas. Go to a rave. Cool. So then I like kind of just pack it away, make sure that the lid is like on, and I put it in my pouch. And I'm just like, you all right, Aldo?
Yeah, we did it. You see?
It's true.
Careless kind of comes in as you guys are like wrapping that up and says, and he's like looking really intently at the door, and he's like leveled down. He's still smiling, but it's the kind of smile that doesn't make anyone comfortable, more so than his other smiles that he normally does. And he says, he's like, Rune, Miss Cataby told me that Flint is dead, so you'll need to speak with him. And he's saying this not looking at you, he's looking at the door. He says, there is some people coming to interrupt our services, and I had a conversation while I was unconscious. Well, I think it's important that there's no witnesses. And he like just starts walking forward towards the door.
So we don't have time to talk to Flint here.
They're going to be on this place
Okay.
real fast.
Can I compel yet again and compel Flint's spirit to come with us?
We've seen you prematurely tear a ghost out of his body before. That is a thing you may do.
Okay.
It's bad. It's very bad for the ghost.
I just picture you like, can council cite precedent for this? Yes, in fact, earlier in the gameplay.
Yeah, I think that's your only option really, is to try that thing you've done before where it like rips them through the smoke and fire dimension thing that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you have to just hope that Flint's body isn't immediately. If it's the blue coats coming, then you probably have a few days to deal with his ghost. If it's the spirit wardens coming, they're probably gonna like take care of him right away. So it's unknown right now who it is. So if you wanna go for it, you can do your crazy desperate move and try to just pull his ghost out.
Yeah, and taking the body with us, is that an option or no?
Yeah. It'll be risky. Like you'll have to do it quickly. Aldo's very strong. You know, you guys can maybe get down there, get his body out, yada, and flee before the cops show up. But it'll be you might be caught in the act by the fuzz if you.
Okay. I'm happy to do the compel if you guys feel like that's the safest. Any objections? No. Okay. Position?
Until the roll, and then they'll be objective.
Yeah. Position is
Desperate.
desperate. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, because it's a crazy thing. Okay. Effect.
But it's a great effect.
Oh, 5.
Yeah. We didn't ask if you wanted to push. It's okay if you want to do it after the fact. We always
No, I'll resist whatever.
just the consequence.
Yeah, because I have Iron Will, so I get a plus 1d for resistance with resolve.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like what it was before. When you did it to the guy in the basement at Super Space. Flint's spirit comes tearing out of the corpse downstairs, and it doesn't look like a normal ghost. It looks like myth. We said this before. It's kind of this shadowy, fiery thing, and he's fighting all the way, like clawing back towards his body, you're dragging him out, and he's like, his eyes burning, and he seems to be in intense torment as you're doing this. And when he realizes he can't stay held onto his body anymore, and you're the one pulling him out, you're bottling him, I assume. That's your goal. The desperate nature, the risk is, as he comes towards you and you're bottling him, he's like, okay, fuck it, I'll take anybody I can. And he switches and latches onto you and is just like, no, I need to stay in a body, and he tries to like possess you.
Okay.
But you're resisting that.
I am resisting, yeah.
Iron
So
Will.
resolve. Yep. 1 bonus die.
And possession is all or nothing in this case, so holy shit. Yeah. Cool, Anne.
Yeah. Minus
Cool,
consequence,
Anne.
too, yeah.
Nice. Now I have no stress.
When you roll a critical on resistance, you clear 1 stress.
Yeah, I just cleared all my stress. Cool.
Holy
Got it.
Whispers, everybody. Yeah, well, you describe your crit here, Anne. You wreck this guy real bad and get him into the bottle.
Yeah.
What do you?
So he's like trying to like grab onto me or whatever. And then I'm gonna kind of lean into this like Tempest role a little bit where I can like command electricity, and so it's kind of like as he's trying to grab onto me, like my body starts to glow a little bit and emit little like sparks and stuff. So he like tries to grab on and then like has to let go, and it's like I just kind of use my hand and like force the rest of his spirit into this like bottle. I'm just like, you should have talked to us like a normal person, and I just like shove him in there and just like slam the lid on.
Nice.
Yeah,
he's incoherent and it's just like fighting and clawing. It's like the Terminator fist at the end. His hand like goes into like and you shut it. Jeff, I think you're like point man for escape, right? You were the one who was like, hey, we got to get out of here. So you guys have time because of Anne, like Arun doing the like extreme home makeover on this ghost. You have time to flee. They're not going to catch you here per se, but I think they do have a chance of potentially like catching a glimpse of you or something along those lines.
Interesting you say that, John.
Yeah.
Because it just so happens that Careless is struggling with his newfound viciousness right now because he realizes that they could see him. So rather than try to elude them, he is going to kick out the door.
Oh, shit.
Who's there?
It's the Spirit Wardens.
Okay.
Oh,
How many?
A coach and 4 horses. The coach driver is wearing armor, like kind of old-fashioned, sort of like the Queen's Guard in England today. Like they're wearing this like he's like a big breastplate and a steel helmet with a visor. There's a rifle slung on the coach behind him. He's got a broadsword. It's very old-fashioned kind of rig, but it looks weird. Like there's like weird etchings in it. There's some cables and wires that go down the back of his breastplate. And as it's coming up, there's a mounted Spirit Warden on a horse who's wearing the red coat of the Spirit Wardens, got this bronze mask, a lightning hook, weapons, And presumably the coach is like full of people who work for the Spirit Wardens, not wardens themselves, but like they're goons essentially. So the coach is pulling up to stop, and the warden on the mounted horse is not stopping it. They're like riding straight up to the front door.
Okay.
And the coach is gonna disgorge its contents, and you're just like stepping out to fight them essentially.
Kind of. I would also say, and this would be a bit of a flashback. He said he had a conversation. That would be
you were
me
unconscious.
talking to She Who Slays in the Dark.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask for her blessing to give me my ability +1 for one time to show these people what revenge looks like.
As if you had 3 trauma.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty good little cliffhanger for us, isn't it? We're
You
just
want a cliffhanger on that?
we're just about out of time.
Okay.
We can do
Or there's
XP
just enough time to do it too.
real quick. No, I don't think this is going to be a 1-roll situation here, Jeff. It could be.
Oh, God.
It could be. But I love this moment. We know you had a conversation with She Who Slays in Darkness. We don't know what the price is for this exchange of power.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out what it is, and then we'll see the level 3 mind bullets potentially next time. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so we just end then with him kicking open the door, staring forward, and he walks out and he sees this.
Mm-hmm. We see Spirit Warden strike team arrives, Careless facing him down alone, at least right now. Are you buying time for your friends to escape out the back, or are they going to stick around?
He just said no witnesses.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. So for like clairvoyance for everyone, it's you're supposed to struggle with these things. So it's not necessarily a good thing that he thinks this is the right choice. It's just vicious and cold. He just thinks that this is what has to be done. So
Hell
he
yeah.
could be wrong, and someone can correct him or stop him or something. But this is the struggle.
Yeah. Super cool. I love it. Yeah.
That was real.
Totally. Nice. We'll end on that then. The Careless firm silhouetted in the doorway. Let's do XP. Let's start with you, Jeff.
Start with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Standard 2 for violence. Right. Burst in through the door, try to cut a man's hand off because he thought there was a problem with Rune.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't break the chain. It's got to always be 2 there. Okay. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. In this episode, not really. He kind of left everything up to everyone else, actually, if anything. So I think even a 0 there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, next time, definitely, when we see that other side of that conversation, though, that'll come up.
Yeah.
But not so much today.
Yeah, it's not fair to get experience for that yet. I think next
Yeah, that's
when
fair.
the conversation goes down.
Yep.
And then I would vouch for a 2 on struggle because, like I said, I think it's actually terrible that he wanted to kick in the door and face them. But as far as I'm concerned, that is very cold and vicious. Which
And that puts Rune at kind of immediate danger too,
yeah,
in my mind. I'm assuming that they don't like me very much.
Yeah,
or the
that's-
fact that I've got 2 spirits in bottles on my hip right now.
one of them is a spirit warden.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree, Dev. 2.
okay. So
Total
that's
sense.
4. I'll max out resolve, take 1 in attune, and then with my last one, I'll put it in resolve again.
Nice.
That's
Everyone's all attuned up in this.
Mhm.
It's cool.
Magic assassins.
Zeke, you wanna go next?
Sure.
Aldo XP.
Yep. Let's see. We'll start with Vengeful, which is an ability I took, special ability.
Yeah.
I got payback against Master Helker.
That's right. We haven't actually counted that yet.
Yeah.
You totally did. You got payback with your fists on his face.
That's right. So that's 1. I don't think I got payback against anybody else.
Now there's an extra clause on that ability. Which
You know, I
said-
put that down too. +1 crew XP if they
Yeah.
help.
Yep.
Yep.
And they did. Your crew gets XP for that too.
Yep. There we go. Mark that crew XP. Boop. Okay. And let's see. I don't know if Flint, because I didn't do it, but I was there. I don't know.
Wait, for what?
Flint.
What about it?
Payback on Flint.
I mean, he helped your sister.
All right. We'll forget that one.
It's up to you. Like if you
No.
if you think it's payback, then it is.
No, if it's even a question, then no. Violence, 2 for that. Grab the ghost by the throat and threatened and coercion. And I wrecked the fucking gate.
He sure did.
And then beliefs with the ghost. Rather than asking how like we could more help the crew, I asked the ghost how to and that could be beliefs or trauma.
I think
how
it's your
the
background
connection with Bell.
Yeah. Questioning Rorik to serve your own sort of backstory. That's totally XP. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And then vice trauma, not really. I don't know. I don't think I dealt with any problems with it or issues or whatever.
Yeah, it was
Sure.
more like a satisfaction, not a
Yeah.
frustration. Yeah.
So I'll take 4. We will put 2 in the prowess, get 1 more point, and figure out where to put that, and then 2 somewhere else.
Nice. Rune.
Mm-hmm.
XP.
Okay, so I did a couple desperate. Let's see. Addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. Gonna give myself a 2 for that. Expressed beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I don't know how many, but I did have the conversation a couple times with Flynn about Bell and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. 1 probably.
Sure.
Okay. And then struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. My vice did put me at risk with Flint because he saw my tattoos and tried to attune to it.
Exactly. Yep.
So probably 1 for that.
Totally. That counts. Yeah.
Cool. So that's 4.
Something's up with those tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't right. All right, Marcus. Miss Cat.
Yeah, so address the challenge with calculation or conspiracy. Definitely with Flint on this one. So definitely on that one.
It's
And
smooth,
that-
but it counts.
what's that?
I said it didn't go smoothly, but it does still count.
No, right. And I'm gonna actually put a point into prowl then with that, with prowess leveling up. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I don't know how the start of long-term plan for establishment of my of a gambling den kind of
I think you
maybe
should
plays
take
1
for that.
point into that.
You should totally take one. That's where we're seeing this new side of you, that you have this other goal besides murdering folk. So yeah, that totally counts.
There's also reasons behind it, so we'll see how it plays out, but
Yes.
that I haven't talked about yet. So and then struggle with issues with vice or traumas. Not really, unless struggling with careless when he is traumatized.
I think you should take one for vicious because of the way that Flint got killed. I think that was a totally
awesome
maneuver. There.
I will take
all
it.
On Miss Cademy. They don't know that, but it was still all on Miss Cademy. So.
All right, that's my XP.
Nice. And the crew, finally. Successful accident, disappearance, murder, or ransom. It was a successful murder. That wasn't what you were trying to do. But assassins, you get XP for murder. So that's one. Zeke, are you tracking these or should I do it?
I got it.
You got it? Okay. Challenges above your current station? Yes. The Spirit Wardens, tier 4. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I think you did get one with Lissa for being pros. You were like,
Yeah.
No, we're professionals. Like, we're not here to just be friends and party and stuff. Like, this is a job. You kind of upheld your professional image with her. And the goals drives inner conflict or essential nature of the crew. You guys are probably going to be getting this one all the way along this conspiracy map of murder because it's all connected to all that for you. So take one for that as well.
That's 4 total.
Nice.
So that means we advance again. One more advancement.
Yeah, that's right.
And it seems like we're advancing quickly. It's only because we took 2 sessions to figure out what we wanted to do with an advancement point.
It actually took 2 sessions of an unspent advance.
So now we have another one. Let's be thinking.
What do we have to do to advance our group again?
To advance your tier, you need to get your rep back up to 12. It's currently at 6. And then you can spend money and do the thing.
Okay. So we'll focus on that then.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, that's XP. And that's our game. I think we can do shoutouts and we're good to go.
Word. Let's do some shout outs. We'll start with me. How about that? Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next week. Next week I have jury duty. We'll see how it works out. Not next week, the week after next. I'm not looking forward to it anyway. I've never done that before. You can join us on Tuesday for Fanboys and Fridays for Twitch Weekly and the premiere of Iron Sights. Thanks for watching and hope you had a good time. Zeke.
Yo. Zeke the third here. Want to say thank you to Ann, Jeff, Wheat, and John, JP behind the scenes for putting this together every week and showing up and making this a wonderful experience. Variety broadcaster, noon Pacific, usually every day except Wednesdays with Drop Frames, which is right here. But I just finished up Dark Souls 3. I'm not sure what I'm playing next, but I will definitely be trying to dip my toe into some PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds duos.
Oh.
If I can get my drill sergeant and coach to help me out again. And if trying to get that going today, I'm not sure if we're gonna, but we'll see. But if not, Indie Mondays tomorrow. I do indie games all day tomorrow. So if you want to tune in for that, I suggest you do. That's it.
Awesome. Anne.
Cool. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, everybody. And my name is AnneMunition. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff as AnneMunition. I won't be streaming today because the rest of the day is my day off. But I will be back tomorrow at noon Pacific time. Trying to figure out what's up with Andromeda. I don't know if I'll be able to play that tomorrow or not, depending on when I actually hear back from them. Yeah, I don't know. So probably either Overwatch or Siege or Horizon Zero Dawn, something like that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Ann. Mr. Jeffrey and Control Robinson.
Thank you as well. Great episode. A lot of fun. For me personally, we just have Fanboys on Tuesday. Lal Renene is going to be our guest. She's really funny and awesome. You should definitely check out the show, and if not, just for her. Nothing else to announce just yet. Just a lot of fun stuff coming up on the horizon. I'm just excited about progressing the show. Make sure and buy Blades in the Dark, the book, so that John can feel good. And then next time we do a show, he won't fuck us, and I'll get to do a level 3.
I was wondering
Really
where that
do.
was going.
That's what's important. So, thank you all. Just make sure to follow us on Twitter. Check out our channels. I'm going to stream later today, Crusader Kings with Anna, and we're going to continue to see if our daughter and grandchild, who are married together, I believe, can produce worthy heirs.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. And
Yep.
Last but not least, Mr. Harper.
Yes, thank you guys. That was a fun session, as always. If we Blades this last week, we got up to number 2 on the top sellers on DriveThruRPG. Very exciting, nice new milestone. But if we get to level to the number 1 spot, then Jeff can get new powers. So that'll be the
Yay!
There it is.
pay to play, pay to win. Blades in the Dark. You can find me at 17design.com. You can get my free RPGs there. If you want to support the game, support Blades, you can get it at DriveThruRPG, and it will be available via Evil Hat later this year through your friendly local game store if you want to buy the physical book. This is a blast as always. This week I may be streaming. Been playing Hollow Knight on my own, and I think I might go back and restart it and play it on stream. So my Twitch channel is the place for that. I will tweet and let everyone know when I'm doing that this week.
Thank you, John. Thank you, crew. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Again, settling into the new time on Sundays. Definitely do enjoy it. Hopefully a little bit more friendly for everyone across the board. We'll be back same time next week, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, speak up. Okay, great. Then we'll be here. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We will see you next week at 11 p.m. Pacific time for another episode of Roleplay Blades. Have a good one. Peace.